What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today, your home here on YouTube for FPL content. And today we have What We Learned, where we go back over the previous game week 28, and try and see what we can learn moving forward into game week 29 and further to maximise our points in the FPL. And if this seems like something you want in your subscription box moving forward every week, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoy the video, hit that like. So getting into today's episode, and we have 3 games we're going to focus on, and the first one of course is Liverpool versus West Ham, where Liverpool of course carried on their dominant displays as an attacking force with 4 goals against a West Ham defence that couldn't stop the trio of Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. However, they did get a consolation goal, making the result 4-1. Liverpool started this game with 63 goals this season being scored by Mane, Firmino and Salah, and Lanzini returned after a hamstring injury, replacing Javier Hernandez, who has scored 3 in the last 4, so probably felt a little hard done by to be dropped so quickly. David Moyes has also never won a game at Anfield, and that trend continued. He's now lost 8 and drawn 7. Firmino would link with Salah early, and Adrian would just tip the left-footed shot onto the post to stop Liverpool taking an early lead, and this was the sign of things to come in this match. However, West Ham didn't come to this game just to be beaten. West Ham seemed determined to make a game of it. Arnautovic looked like the best player from the West Ham side as far as FPL is concerned. He got past the Liverpool defence and almost beat Karius with an audacious chip early on in the game, which Karius managed to just fingertip onto the bar. Liverpool tested Adrian with some crosses into the box that turned out to be shots. However, then a Mohamed Salah corner found the head of Emre Can, also a great player if you had him this game week, who would head home to make it 1-0. Robertson would almost find Salah with a cross to the back post for him to head home, and Arnautovic would continue to test Karius with a long-range shot before the end of the half. Second half started with Oxlade-Chamberlain making a driving run towards West Ham's box, a 1-2 with Salah before being able to hold up the ball, maybe being a bit fortunate, putting a through ball into Salah, and Salah managed to put it home, meaning Salah has scored again. He's getting very consistent with his goals and assists, which makes him a great captaincy choice right now. And the third will come after Joe Mario tried some lead control, didn't pull it off, and instead Emre Can picked up the ball, a ball over the top towards Firmino. Adrian would come out, miss the ball, giving Firmino an easy tap in to make it 3. West Ham would try and make a game with it, with Kouyaté playing through Michael Antonio, who had just come on, and he scored a nice shot into the bottom far corner to make it 3-1. However, Liverpool would keep pressing with Firmino, Salah and Mane, and eventually Robertson, who was also very impressive, would get down the left and find a driven ball into Sadio Mane, who chipped it over Adrian to make it 4-1. Loads of great performances by the Liverpool players in this one, and with Liverpool of course playing in the blank game week 31, it looks like everyone is going to have 3 Liverpool players going into this fixture. Unfortunately, Liverpool couldn't keep a clean sheet, which meant the likes of Van Dijk and Karius didn't pick up many points, but the front 3 definitely look lethal, and there are some options in that midfield, and Robertson at left back. The players that stood out: Emre Can, 4.8 million. He got 13 points from a goal and assist and 3 bonus points. He actually only had a chance in each half and only created 1 chance, but he was lethal with what he did do, getting 13 points in total. And Mohamed Salah, of course, 10.5 million. You know what you get with Mohamed Salah: 10 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. No bonus points this time, but a chance every 17.4 minutes, and he created a chance in each half. The next game we look at, another 4-1 thriller, as Brighton would beat Swansea 4-1 in this one. And to be honest, Swansea did not look that good in this game, despite the fact that Carlos Carvalho has actually managed to get more points in 7 league games than Swansea managed to get in 20 before he was appointed. That wouldn't continue today, however, with Glenn Murray getting into the Swansea box early and getting tripped as he tried to make his way towards goal, winning a penalty. Murray would lift this penalty down the middle to make it 1-0. Shane Duffy and Jordan Ayew would both threaten to score, but half-time would come with the score staying at 1-0, not much happening in the first half. But in the second half, the game came to life. Swansea would start the second half looking to get an equaliser, with Key testing Ryan with a left-footed drive from outside the box. Brighton would get the ball into the back of the net from a cross from Knockaert that beat Fabianski. However, Murray was in an offside position, which put Fabianski off from making the save. Brighton would get the second, however, with Izquierdo and Gross linking up nicely before the former would set up Murray for his second. And then Knockaert would get the third, as a through ball is played to him from Gross, and Knockout puts it home with the outside of his left foot. Swansea would get a consolation goal as Abraham controlled the ball with his arm, so it's unfortunate for Brighton that this actually counted, and he would then drive towards the goal and take a shot which take a big deflection off of Lewis Dunk and go in. And then Brighton would finish the game with a goal, however, as Stevens drilled it into Locadia, who scored in the 90th minute with a nice easy tap-in. There's plenty of options we can look at from this game in that Brighton side. However, they do have the blank in Gameweek 31. Glenn Murray at 5.7 million is doing very well, and if he's your third striker, you've been laughing recently. 12 points from 2 goals and 3 bonus points. He had a shot every 20.5 minutes and created a chance every 41. And then Knockout coming to the fore in this one, 5.5 million. He got 9 points from 1 goal, 1 bonus point. He only actually had 1 chance in 79 minutes. However, he did manage to put that away, which of course got him the 9 points, and he didn't create any chances himself, but of course he did have that cross that could have been a goal had Murray not got involved from an offside position. We then have Bournemouth versus Newcastle, 4 goals in this one, 2 apiece, and it looks like both Newcastle and Bournemouth have some options that we can consider. Bournemouth, of course, playing in Gameweek 31, and Newcastle potentially playing in it, depending on what Tottenham do in the FA Cup. King starts for Ibe being dropped to the bench, which means there is a bit of uncertainty about players at Bournemouth. Newcastle, however, did line up unchanged. It took 17 minutes for Shelvey, who was a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde in this game, to find a beautiful ball down the right, and Richie drills it in for a difficult ball for the keeper for Bournemouth to deal with, Begovic, and Gale finally manages to back heel it into the net. Newcastle continue to push all the way to half time with an attempt from Richie, and then just before the end of the half, Jose Perez drills a ball into the box, and it goes under Begovic for an easy tap in for Dwight Gale, who of course benefited from 2 simple finishes in this one and would get lots of FPL points. Bournemouth would then make a change, bringing on Adam Smith for Charlie Daniels, and would have a penalty shout denied when Lascelles runs into Fraser, who had already played the ball. And Newcastle could have made it free when a Jose Perez was through after a free kick, but put it over. Defoe was then brought on for Wilson at 2-0 to Newcastle, slightly worrying for me and other Callum Wilson owners. Bournemouth were pressed to get something from this game, but this allowed Newcastle to counter-attack, and Shelby really should have scored to make it 3, so that was 2 times they could have made it 3-0. Then Bournemouth would get back into the game when King would play it into Lewis Cook in the box, who back-heeled it to Adam Smith, who was substituted on, who scored a thunderous goal for Bournemouth. And then in the 89th minute, Newcastle will be made to rue their missed chances as Fraser drills a ball into the box, and King and Aki work it till they find Dan Gosling in the box for an easy finish to make it 2 apiece. The players that stood out from this one from a Fantasy Premier League perspective: Dwight Gale, 6.1 million, 2 goals and 3 bonus points, getting him 13 points in total. He had a chance every 30.1 minutes, and he created 1 chance in 83 minutes. And then Dan Gosling, Bournemouth having some cheap midfield options. 4.8 million would get 9 points in this game, 1 goal, 2 bonus points, a chance every 30 minutes, and created a chance once in the game. So we've also got some other options in there as well. Players like Nathan Aki, Adam Smith, Stanislas, Ibe, lots of different players we can consider. It's just trying to get the ones that would start in Gameweek 31 especially. And then the other performers, Van La Parra, 4.8 million from Huddersfield. They would win their game 2-1 against West Brom. Van La Parra would get 10 points from 1 goal, 3 bonus points, and he had a chance every 22.3 minutes, and he created a chance every half. And to be honest, he looked very advanced playing for Huddersfield in this game. Could be someone we need to keep an eye on. And then Romelu Lukaku, 11.2 million. Man United would beat Chelsea 2-1 at Old Trafford. 12 points, 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 bonus points. It's been a while since Lukaku has had a very good game week like this. He had a chance every 18 minutes and created only the 1 chance, but it did result in a goal for Jesse Lingard, who of course I dropped. But overall, Man United didn't look like a great attacking side in this one, so maybe we need to see a bit more before we look to Lukaku over the likes of Kane, Aguero and Firmino. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode as always. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, it helps me out so much. Also, check out all the links in the description down below if you want to support the channel in any way. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game. And if this seems like something you want to see in your subscription, and if this seems like something you want to see in your FPL, and if this seems like something you want to see in your subscription box moving forward every week, But West Ham didn't come to this game to just be whipping horses. Robertson soon after would almost find Salah to head home at the back post from a cross. Robertson would almost find Salah at the back post for a cross for him to score. West Ham would try and make a game of it, which meant the likes of Van Dijk didn't pick up any point. And to be honest, Swansea did not look, as a through ball is played to him from